serious. Let's put a smile on that face.
I began a massive lecture to explain the difference between their simple farming life and our complex, sophisticated society. I extolled the virtues of our great government, education and arts, our courts and their great wisdom. I mentioned the prudent management of our treasury, the valor of our army and navy, and our great colonies and conquests.
My remarkable lecture lasted 5 audiences with the Queen, each one lasting several hours. She was most attentive, frequently making notes, and when I'd finished, she requested a 6th audience.
Some questions?
Questions, Your Majesty?
Questions. These ministers who run your country, how do they get to be ministers?
Well, usually it's a sum of money that decides the issue.
So how do they gain the knowledge about the people they're supposed to serve?
They don't need much knowledge because they spend, well, most of their time drinking and gambling.
Yes, you've mentioned gambling before. At what age is this entertainment taken up?
16 or 17?
And at what age is it put down?
60 or 70.
In your courts, how much time is spent in determining between right and wrong?
Oh, trials last weeks or months, at great cost to those involved.
Doesn't it mean the poor have no recourse to the law?
Well, the poor are too busy working to need justice.
Do your lawyers ever plead cases which manifestly they know to be wrong?
Of course. That's their job.
And this amuses you, does it? To mock our institutions?
No, I was trying to defend them. That was the whole point.
You said your taxes raised more than 5 or 6 million, and yet the state spends more than double that amount. How can a kingdom spend more than it receives in taxes?
Well, that's simple. We just borrow more from ourselves.
I have to say that you're doing yourself no good by trying to make fools of us.
But it's the truth.
And your wars.
Our wars.
Why are you always attacking people? What business have you to leave your shores unless to trade?
Well, often we have to defend ourselves by attacking before we've been attacked, thus gaining the element of surprise.
And this standing army of yours, why is it standing? In the midst of peace amongst a free people, why do you need such a massive force of weapons and men?
I began to crumble, to lose my way. I stuttered and hesitated.
Really, I've heard enough. We have other patients to see.
But I haven't finished yet. The whole purpose of...
I said I've heard enough. The history of your country seems to consist of nothing more than a squalid string of conspiracies, rebellions, revolutions, murders, and massacres. Every judgment seems to be motivated by greed, by malice, hypocrisy, hatred, envy, lust, and madness.
Perhaps I explained badly.
We shall examine you again at the beginning of next month. In the meantime...
Next month? What in God's name are you talking about? Haven't you heard a word I said?
You have proved that ignorance, idleness, and vice are the only qualifications for public office, and that your laws are made by those whose only interest is in perverting them. I can only conclude that your people are the most pernicious race of odious little vermin that ever nature suffered to crawl upon the face of the earth.
Your Majesty.
Stay with him, Mary. Let me talk to the doctors and plead for his release.